The year is almost over, so we're counting down some of our favorite new shows that came out this year right now on Couch Tomatoes. What's up, friends? I'm Naz Perez, and aside from presents and Star Wars, the holidays are also about staying home and watching TV. So we factored in Tomatometer and audience scores, nominations and awards, and what's trending online to bring you this list of some of our favorite new shows of 2019 in no particular order.
You are dealing with something that has never occurred on this planet before.
First up is HBO's Chernobyl. Chernobyl is a hit miniseries that follows the aftermath of the catastrophic explosion at the Chernobyl plant in Ukraine that happened back in 1986. Chernobyl was the show that everyone was talking about and watching after Game of Thrones ended, and was heavily praised for its depiction of the Soviet Union and the great lengths it went through to recreate the chaos and terror of the man-made disaster. The costumes, set designs, and props gave an eerily realistic feel to the collapsing empire, not to mention standout performances by Jared Harris, Emily Watson, and Stellan Skarsgård.
I anticipated this.
There are only 5 episodes, clocking in at around an hour each, and with a certified fresh score of 96% on the Tomatometer, 19 Emmy nominations, including 10 wins and 4 Golden Globe noms, the proof is in the stats. And if you're into watching miniseries about people dying, next up on our list is Netflix's Russian Doll.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's dark.
Russian Doll follows Nadia, played by Natasha Lyonne, who keeps dying and returning to a party that's being thrown in her honor. If only there were an easier way to ditch a party, am I right? It's hard to fully describe without giving away major spoilers, but season 1 follows her journey through the most horrific and life-altering night of her life, and Lyonne also serves as co-creator alongside Amy Poehler and Leslie Headland. Russian Doll's first season is 97% certified fresh on the Tomatometer and landed the show 13 Emmy nominations, 3 of which they won, and Lyonne is up for Best Actress in a Television Series at the Golden Globes. At 8 episodes long, 30 minutes each, this is the show you can ditch that party for. Just be mindful of the stairs on the way out.
Sweet birthday, baby!
What was I just doing?
What? What do you mean?
I'm out of here.
And while you're on Netflix, you might want to check out the series Unbelievable. The show tells the shocking true story of Marie, a rape survivor, who gets charged with false reporting. After the first detectives on her case accuse her of lying about the rape, 2 detectives in separate precincts investigating oddly similar attacks find a link that may finally validate her.
This one, we're figuring out on our own.
The series pulls from a few different sources, including T. Christian Miller and Ken Armstrong's Pulitzer-winning article from ProPublica, An Unbelievable Story of Rape, and the American Life podcast episode Anatomy of Doubt. The 97% certified fresh season is up for 4 Golden Globes, believe it or not. And in one of the most unbelievable turn of events of the decade, this next show gave us the one gift we just didn't know we needed, Baby Yoda. The Mandalorian on Disney Plus is set 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi and the fall of the Galactic Empire, and is the first ever live-action Star Wars TV show. Season 1 is 93% certified fresh and follows a lone bounty hunter known as the Mandalorian, and if you haven't been a lifelong Star Wars fan, what are you doing? Just kidding, the Force is on your side with this one, because creator Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni both say that with a new set of characters, anyone's able to jump in and appreciate the show. And the fact that Baby Yoda has made social media fun again. We'll never look at our moms the same way on Christmas ever again. And from Star Wars to superheroes, this next show takes place in a world where superheroes are super real and super fucked up. They're just like us. It's Amazon's The Boys. Developed by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, the 84% certified fresh series is packed with tons of violent action, dark comedic themes,
Jesus, he gives the worst pep talks.
He really does.
and breathes new life into the superhero genre in just 8 episodes.
Power, right?
It's wild and weird, and the characters all seem very grounded and relatable, except for that whole having powers thing. Add in a spectacular cast and storylines, and it's no surprise to hear fans are stoked about the recently announced season 2 coming in 2020, so it's time to hop on that bandwagon. And speaking of bandwagons, the reason you probably saw everyone wear glitter on their face this Halloween was thanks to HBO's hit teen drama Euphoria. The show follows the life of Rue Bennett, played by Zendaya, a 17-year-old drug addict fresh out of rehab with no real plans to stay sober. It's a raw and unfiltered take into modern-day adolescence and dives deep into sex, drugs, violence, addiction, and depression. The controversial show was heavily criticized for going too far and being too graphic for their target audience. The second episode had a record 30 penises on screen. But what really had everyone talking is Zendaya's performance. Her portrayal of a manipulative teen addict is played with so much heart and vulnerability that it actually makes you feel bad for her character. And Angus Cloud also received a ton of praise for his breakout role as Fez, a high school dropout drug dealer.
I'm too high to be having this conversation right now.
Season 1 of Euphoria is certified fresh with an 83% on the Tomatometer, and audiences seem to agree, giving it an audience score of 83%. Another show you should probably add to your watch list is HBO's Watchmen. The internet's been buzzing about Watchmen since it was first announced in 2018, and the series has lived up to the hype week after jaw-dropping week. And the second to last episode is one of the best hours of TV of the year. Created by Damon Lindelof, who gave us Lost and Leftovers, Watchmen is set in present day, 3 decades after the release of the graphic novel by Alan Moore, which is set in the 1980s. And the show takes place in a dystopian society where mass vigilantes take on white supremacists in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The series stars Regina King, who plays Angela Abar, a bakery owner who is also a mass vigilante called Sister Night, and the ultimate badass. She makes me want to rock a rosary. Season 1 is certified fresh with a 97% on the Tomatometer and is bold, thrilling, and uncomfortably relevant. And when it comes to uncomfortability, Netflix's Sex Education has got it down to an art form.
I've noticed you're pretending to masturbate, and I was wondering if you wanted to talk about it.
Sex Education is a comedy about a teenager named Otis, played by Asa Butterfield, who's battling his hormones, and a helicopter mom who also happens to be a sex therapist, played by Gillian Anderson. The 8-episode series follows English teens who decide to open an underground sex therapy clinic to answer the biggest misconceptions we have about sex. The show is openly graphic in a way that will probably mortify you as much as it will your parents, but the way it tells stories about the anxieties of sex is cleverly relatable no matter how old you are. This show is perfect for fans of Big Mouth or the cult classic Freaks and Geeks, and Sex Education is coming back for a season 2 in 2020. The next show on our list is Ava DuVernay's 4-part Netflix miniseries, When They See Us. The show is about the Central Park Five, a group of 5 teenagers from Harlem who were wrongfully convicted of a crime in Central Park in 1990.
Why are you doing us like this?
What other way they ever do us?
The series follows the individual journeys that these teens went through as they were coerced into giving false confessions, served time for a crime they did not commit, and their exoneration in 2002. Jarrell Jerome gives a most powerful performance in the series as Corey Wise, which he plays the young and old version of, by the way, which landed him his first Emmy Award. The limited series was nominated for 16 Emmy Awards earlier this year and is certified fresh with a 96% on the Tomatometer. And last but not least is Servant, streaming on Apple TV+. Season 1 is currently certified fresh at 84% on the Tomatometer and follows a couple who pretends their son Jericho is still alive after he dies with the use of a reborn doll. Move over, Annabelle.
She's gone. You can put the doll down now.
Dorothy suffered a full psychotic break, and the doll is the only thing that releases her from her catatonic state. The show is M. Night Shyamalan production at its finest, with ominous shots of staircases and hallways, big twists, and an M. Night cameo. The main location is even on a Philadelphia street that resembles the one from the famous car scene in The Sixth Sense. A second season has already been announced, so maybe catch up on this one after the baby's asleep. All right, friends, that's our list of our favorite new shows to come out in 2019. What was your favorite new show that came out this year, and are there any shows that you think we missed that should be added to this list? Let us know all your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future Couch Tomato episodes. I'm Naz Perez, and happy holiday binging.